Good day, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Let me move this a little closer so I can navigate better. I hope everyone's doing well today. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Woo, what a week. What a week. I feel like I'm just getting back on East Coast time. Oh, it's a doozy, y'all, getting from Pacific time to Eastern time. It really is. It was a bear for me this week. I felt really tired. But today I woke up feeling well rested. So I'm grateful for that. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to today's morning sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and SIP stands for Spirit and Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, practice makes progress. And we are wrapping up our default mode network series today. And it's been a juicy series. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I learned so much. But before we get into that, let me just introduce myself. I am Rev Melissa. I am an ordained interfaith minister, a licensed religious science practitioner, certified spiritual life coach, spiritual director of Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living here in New York. And all of that is my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy, connected to their yes. So, if you need support, if you need a life coach, if you need some spiritual counseling, please reach out to me. You can send me a DM and we could set up some time to talk. If my ministry resonates with you and you feel moved to give a love offering, you can do so by going to my Cash App or to Venmo. And I'll throw that up at the end of today's sip. Someone, I love when you'll send me DMs. I really do. But someone's sent me a DM saying, Melissa, you haven't asked for a love offering. Are you not accepting love offerings anymore? I was like, oh, no. I am always open to receive. Yes, yes, I'm always open to receive. So I thank you in advance for those of you who feel so moved to give. So let me say good day to Pastor Al. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, Stacy. Good to see you, Mommy. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you, Lindsay. Good to see you, Simone. Good to see my congregation of joy. Those of you who don't put in the comments, it's good to see you too. So we are wrapping it up today, and I'm also going to share a little bit more information. And what I recognize is that the default mode network, there is a wealth of information out there. And I am giving you a sip, okay? I'm giving you a sip. So if this is something that interests you and you want to know more and learn more, please just go online, put in default mode network, and you will see a wealth of information that's available for you to explore more. So, default mode network is a network of interacting brain regions that is active when we are not focused on the outside world, right? That is what it is. So we have different regions of our brain that gets activated, they get connected, it's a network. And when we're not focused, that's when it's activated. It's deactivated when we are focused on whatever it is that we're doing, right? So, and that's really a really quick definition of it. It's also known as the wakeful state, the wakeful rest state, the wakeful rest state. And we all have this network. We all do, right? When we daydream, when our mind is just wandering, when we're ruminating over something over and over and over again, we are active in our default mode network. And I share that there's basically three main resting state consciousness that we default to. Do y'all remember those three? I'm going to tell you. The positive constructive, which is more playful, positive, wishful thinking or thoughts. The guilty dysphoric, which is overwhelming, guilty or shame thinking or thoughts. Painful thoughts, right? We just ruminate over and over and over again. And then it's the poor attention control, which is just our inability to focus. Our thoughts are just running rampant in our minds, one thought to the next thought, to the next thought, to the next thought, just running rampant. And one of the solutions or remedies or ways that we can tame, if you will, our default mode network, and I shared a number of them yesterday, is first just by our awareness of it, simply by our awareness, right? So just being aware, oh, I just caught myself, right? Default mode network active. My mind was just going, right? My mind was just going. And now I have a choice to direct my thoughts, right? I have a choice to direct my thoughts. I'm just checking my notes. Many of us wander to worry. We do this wandering and worry, right? Many of us do that. And so this is our opportunity to know why we do it. Your default mode network is activated. The consciousness that gets activated is worry for some, and you're just wandering in it. And so there's an opportunity for you to shift and to choose consciously how you want to direct your thoughts. All right. I also shared that our device, this cell phone, right? I think I said the research showed 2,617 interactions with our cell phones on average on a daily basis, touching it, swiping it, looking at it over 2,000 times in a day. And when we're doing that, our default mode network more than likely is activated. So those times when you pick up this cell phone, I know, right, Stacy? Stacy said, wow. Those times when we pick up our cell phones and all of a sudden an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours have passed and we're like, how did that happen? Default mode network activated and you're just caught up. You're literally swept up. And the makers of these things know that. They know that. They know there's a region in our brain that will take over, right? The default mode network takes over. And the next thing we know, we are in la la land, but have convinced ourselves that we're actually doing something, that we're getting some work done, right? No shame, just awareness, so that we can make different choices for ourselves. All right. So that number, 2,617 on average, is a big number. So I have, just from that information, I have become more conscious and aware of what I'm doing every time I pick up my phone now. It's like front of my mind now. And it still happens though. It still happens. I'll pick it up to do one specific thing. And I don't even do that thing. I'm already, before I even get to do the thing, I start doing something else on the cell phone. Oh, let me check this. Oh, let me Google that. I just went in to get somebody's phone number or some information about something. And there we are, off running into something else. And a half hour has passed. So awareness, to just be aware that you're being hijacked. All right. All right. So what else do I want to share before I go into a little bit more information about, because I don't want you to think that this is a negative thing, because it's not. It's not a negative. It's just information, right? On how we focus, how we can tame it, and how we can use it, right? How we can use it. Because within the default mode network, there's also inspiration. There's also those aha moments, right? A tamed default mode network can inspire creative insights, but it is tamed, right? And yesterday I shared 5 ways you can tame your default mode network through observation. Observe the mind, right? Make a conscious effort to observe it and label those thoughts. Oh, I'm analyzing right now. Oh, I'm planning right now. Oh, there I go with my worrying right there, right? Just to label it. And then you can make a decision, a conscious decision to shift to other types of thinking. Mindfulness meditation. This author, Dr. Adam Bell, said that meditation is gym for the mind. I love that. It's gym for the mind. So we could use mindfulness meditation. We can also use transcendental meditation to tame the default mode network. Diffuse thought from the self. So don't attach yourself, who you are, to your thoughts. Detach mindfulness, meaning don't engage the thoughts, just be aware of them and shift your attention. Train your attention. And the author of the article that I was reading, Dr. Adam Bell, talks about a technique called the attention training technique, which basically is a sound technique. And you focus on certain sounds, and then the exercise takes you through a process of focusing quicker and quicker on different sounds. And this is something that we can incorporate into our thinking also. Switching from thought to thought without getting caught up in a pattern of thinking if it's not serving us well. And then working with the DMN, working with the default mode network, right? And the key to that is awareness, right? It's not about controlling it. It's about awareness. It's about awareness. How we become the observer, how we become the kind observer, the open observer, not the judgmental observer, but the kind and open and curious observer. So that's basically a recap. But today I just wanted to share just a little bit about the more positive spin on the default mode network, because it could be an ally. It's something that we can use because, as I said, there's a realm of imagination, right? There's a way that we can use our default mode network when it's activated to boost our creative potential. So I want to share just a little bit from this article about this aspect. And this is all done from research. All of this information has been found through special MRIs, and they activate. They're seeing the imagery of how your brain is activated when you're having certain thoughts and what regions of the brain gets activated. Okay, so let me share this. More studies are suggesting benefits to the default mode network's continuous churn of thought. It allows us to plan out our future and consider obstacles to goals so we're better prepared. It offers a mental sketch pad on which we can draw anything that is within the realm of imagination, boosting our creative potential. It enables us to find meaning in our lives when we feel out of control and nothing makes sense anymore. It can give us respite from monotonous or boring activities by allowing us to escape into the world of imagination. And it may be particularly helpful in helping us consolidate new information. The key is to maintain awareness of what your DMN, default mode network, is doing. Awareness of what it is doing, not about controlling it. It's more about gently steering it towards useful activities when it veers into unhelpful areas. We can only do this if we're aware of what our mind is doing. And how do we do that? Through practice. Through practice. We get to practice every single day, checking out what our mind is doing and then gently steering it to do something that's helpful, right? So if we're in our imagination, right, we become aware that we're in our imagination. But what are we imagining? Are we imagining the worst scenarios? Or are we imagining something that's creative, that's in alignment with our quality? Hey, y'all, right? There's always an opportunity for us to bring forth our quality. Everyone has a quality that we have been working with for 2022. Have y'all forgotten your quality? Come on now. We can use our quality, right, in our default mode network. A thought that is centered in your quality, a thought that is centered in joy and abundance and prosperity and kindness and confidence and courage and resiliency, whatever your quality is, right? When you become aware, oh, there's my default mode network, got me over there in worry. Let me shift my thinking to prosperity. Let me shift my thinking to all is well, right? That's how we can use our default mode network as an ally. And then the last thing I want to share with you is I love this author has a whole section called troubleshooting. Troubleshooting for the default mode network. This is what he says. Some thoughts will persist in spite of practicing these techniques, right? These thoughts are often trying to tell you something. While we can observe the mind in a detached way, certain thoughts may benefit from interaction. Thoughts that won't go away after seeking resolution of some kind. And so you might have this experience no matter what you do. You tried all the techniques, you meditate every single day, and there is this nagging thought that just keeps resurfacing over and over and over again, right? If you find that your default mode network just won't let go of unhelpful thoughts, he suggests a technique where you help it to postpone those thoughts by just negotiating, right? Telling your default mode network, listen, default mode network, we're going to think about that later. At 6 o'clock today, we're going to spend about 5 minutes thinking about that thought right there. And you'll be surprised how you can postpone it. How your mind will say, okay, as long as you setting up some time for me to ruminate in this, we're all good, right? Try it out. See if it works for you. He says you can set aside 10 to 20 minutes where you agree to think about the issue, but only at this set time. When the thought keeps popping up, you just tell your default mode network that you set time aside to think about it later. Often you'll find that it'll go away and you may not need to use the set time to think about it after all. So these are all things that we can use to support ourselves when we're in that wakeful rest state, not allowing unhelpful patterns of thinking, habits of thinking, rule us, get us carried away. And before we know it, it's the end of the day and we spend the whole day in worry, imagining the worst scenarios, right? We could gently bring ourselves back. All right. All right, y'all. So I think that's it for the default mode network for now. for now. I might revisit it down the road again because there's so much information about it, and it plays such a big role in our lives, in our lives, and how we move through our day and what we get accomplished and what we don't get accomplished, right? How we could use our creativity to support us and the reality of what it is that we're imagining for our lives that's in alignment with our quality and with the truth of who we truly are. So thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. So let's get into some joy news. So today is Friday. Today we have in-person service. I'm so excited for in-person service at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, where I am the spiritual director. So we will be in person today, 6:30 p.m. this evening at Tapan Reformed Church, where we have our services on Friday evenings in the sanctuary, 32 Old Tapan Road. Go to our website. All the information is there at Rockland Centers, rocklandcsl.org. If you can't make it in person, we will be live streaming on Facebook, and we will be available on Zoom. So all the information is on our website. I hope to see you there. We are wrapping up not wrapping up. I'm talking about October is our theme. October's theme is, that's what I'm trying to say. October's theme is ready money. So it's all about money. And my topic is we give well. Because at Rockland, we say we give well at Rockland CSL. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Then on Sunday, I have Living Life in Joy at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And this month I'm sharing sermons. So I will be sharing a sermon on Sunday right here on New Thought Media Network, where you're watching me now, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. You can save this date, please. We're going to have another healing circle for Sekou. It's going to take place on October 29th at 12:30 Eastern Time. And what I am so excited about for this one is that I will be with Sekou. Yes! So I'm going to Nashville, and I will be with Sekou for the next healing circle. I will be with him in the flesh. Yes. October 29th, 12:30 Eastern Time on Zoom. So I'll be sending out information about that next week. So just stay tuned for that. We did a Power of 8 healing circle for Sekou a couple of weeks ago, and we had 21 people. We had a power of 21. It was amazing. His parents were there. It was just amazing. So please, if you're interested, only thing you have to do is bring a consciousness of healing. I will walk you through the process. You do not have to have any experience whatsoever. So just keep that in mind. Put on your calendar, Saturday, October 29th, 12:30 Eastern Time. Wait, who's in Nashville? Okay, I am in Nashville. Facebook user, tell me who you are because your name doesn't show up. Let me know who you are. It'll be wonderful to meet up with some folks in Nashville. So let me know. All right. So we're saving that date, October 29th. Also save the date for our next meditation with the moon, which is November 8th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on New Thought Media Network. And let me just do a quick preview because we're going to have a class. We're teaching a class coming up soon. Okay, Nashville is Peggy. All right, Peggy. All right, girl. So let's see if we could connect while I'm in Nashville. All right. So I'll DM me. So I'll have your information and we can see if we could connect. That would be really, really cool. All right. Class. We're going to end the year with a class. We're going to end the year with a class. You know, the 30-day mental diet is close to my heart. So we will be doing the 30-day mental diet starting on November 29th. There'll be 5 sessions going through January 3rd. And I'm just saying that now just to get it out there, planting a seed um, for the 30-day mental diet. I do this every single year, at least twice a year. So this is my second time doing it for this year. And it's a great setup for 2023. Okay? So be aware of that. And Friday also means I see you, Peggy. Yes, yes, we will. We will get together. Friday also means that Lindsay's show, Practicing Infinite Possibilities, 12 o'clock today. So please support and check out Lindsay, 12 o'clock today, Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time today, Practicing Infinite Possibilities with Lindsay. So that will be wonderful. And I want to give a shout out. This is the last thing. I want to give a shout out to Tim. So Tim's birthday is coming up. His birthday is October 26th, and Tim is doing a fundraiser for his birthday. He is doing a fundraiser for the American Heart Association. His goal is to raise $200. I have donated to Timothy's birthday goal of raising $200 for the American Heart Association. This is a very close and dear organization to Tim personally. So if you feel so moved, please go to Timothy's Facebook page and give to the American Heart Association. He's $200, yo. We could knock that out by his birthday. His birthday is October 21st. So $5, $10, $100, whatever you feel moved to give, please give. All right. And I will remind you all of that next week also. All right. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. I'm really, really happy that you got something out of this week's, well, it was longer than this week, out of the Default Mode Network. Linda said, I learned a lot from this series. Interesting and stimulating. I'm grateful for that. And Peggy said, thank you. Exactly what I needed to hear. Wonderful, Peggy. So I hope that that was good for you all. Oh, it's good to see you, Margaretta. Much love to you too. I hope you are doing well. And I'm just going through. If I missed you, please forgive me. All right. I think I got everybody. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.